Ayo YouTube, what's good, bro? Welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Dom. I appreciate you for stopping by, bro. Today we got another video, man. It's a different type of reaction video. So Neicy Nash and her wife, Jessica Betts, was on Red Table Talk. So I thought, why not react to it? Because honestly, I was shocked when I saw the pictures. This is like she popped out of nowhere, like for real, to me. I might not have been on it, or I may have been under a rock at the time. I don't know. All right, y'all. So before we get into this video, make sure you hit that like and subscribe buttons. Let's get to it, man.
You really surprised everybody.
I met the most beautiful soul I had ever met in my entire life.
You've never been attracted to women in your life. Introduce your new bride,
Jessica Betts. I just want to clear something up.
Let's clear it all up. What?
You tell everything.
Why you there at the red table if you ain't gonna talk, right? I mean, that's the whole point of the show.
This is Willow's tattoo debut. Show it, baby.
Which camera?
Show them what you
It's
got.
supposed to be like this.
I love it. You know, I'm living vicariously through you. I mean, at first I was a little nervous,
Yeah,
you
we
know,
both
because
were.
you're such a beauty and
You didn't want me to get yeah on my neck down. At least it's beautiful art. At least it's not like some sus art.
but more importantly, it made you very happy.
Extremely.
Yeah. This is going to be an eye-opening red table for sure.
I'm excited for this show.
Let me ask all the women out there a question. If your entire life you've been attracted to only men, do you think you could ever fall in love with a woman?
Yes, it's possible. Clearly.
Gam,
Yeah.
was there
You better tell the truth, Gammy.
ever a time that you were ever attracted to a woman, thought about being with a woman or anything of that nature?
I mean, of course you think about it, but I just
Tell the truth, Gammy. Thank you, Gammy, for telling the truth.
never, I just never had that attraction. So I just couldn't get there. I just wasn't for me.
It wasn't for me either. I love being amongst women, but I never could connect to women romantically.
Yeah.
But it's not to say that it couldn't be.
Yeah.
You just never know.
Exactly.
I could see you falling in love with a woman one
So could I. She talking to Willow now. So could I. Just my honest opinion.
day.
I've had my fair share of like swooning and feeling like, oh my God, she's so beautiful, she's so talented.
I've
this and
swooned
this
a
and
lot.
that.
I will say that.
Yeah,
I've had 2 times I've been like infatuated with a woman.
Really? I
Yes,
just never...
I've swooned 2 times early on, you know, like 20.
Yeah,
You
I
know
mean,
what
I'm 28.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't feel like I've been in love with a woman just yet, but I definitely feel like it could happen.
Yeah.
Because I've had very strong feelings for women before.
You just said something so interesting
Holla at me, Willow.
to me the other day. When you're like, Mom, you think if anything ever happened with you and Dad, I think you could be with a woman. And I was like, what?
I mean, this is the thing, that feeling that you get when you're with
Holla at me, Jada.
your sisters, that understanding and that acceptance and that softness, I feel like is very appealing, specifically to me.
Right.
I mean, it seems like you guys aren't very into it, which is all good.
Yeah.
I just never allowed myself to even experiment with it.
Yo, bro. Willow fine.
And I know I've thought about, oh, wow, a threesome might be
Really fine.
really enjoyable, but just could never, you know, how I was raised with all that guilt and shame around sex. So I definitely didn't have the freedom to consider it as far as love is concerned.
Yeah.
Are you expressing interest, Gam?
I've always had an interest.
What's interesting about it?
It just seems like sexually it would be extremely pleasurable.
Exactly. Let's put it on the table. It's out there.
It will be really pleasurable.
Pleasurable. Remember Bruce Almighty, bro. It is. I'm a witness.
Absolutely. I've had conversations with my husband about it, but I don't know. I think it's too late in my life to be that experimental at this age.
I don't think
That's just how I
so.
feel.
Thank
I'm
you,
not.
Willow.
Well, if I wasn't willing to do it then, I'm still not willing to do it now.
So we're about to bring to the table one of our favorite ladies in the game.
Niecy Nash is an actress, comedian, and host who has made headlines with her bold and outspoken relationship advice. She has 3 beautiful children with her first husband, Pastor Don Nash. Then she married electrical engineer Jay Tucker in a storybook wedding.
I'm looking forward to the rest of my life with this woman.
But that marriage ended as well. 6 months ago, a plot twist. Niecy shocked everyone when she married a woman, sharing this photo with the caption, Mrs. Carol Denise Betts.
Man, I was like, what? Yes. Yes, I was in love with that. I was like, yes, I live.
So let's welcome Miss Neicy Nash.
Hello.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta be careful.
Mama, come through.
You look awesome.
Thank you. Thank y'all for having me. The famous red table.
Girl. It's probably low-key nerve-wracking when you first sit down because you're like, whoa, my God, I'm at the red table. But Jada, Willow, and Cammy, like, I'm nervous. You know what I mean? That's how I think I would be if I was there.
Oh, you got it. You got it.
Listen, now let me tell you this. I know we got so much to cover, but let me just say, very first time I met your husband,
Okay.
I decided in my mind that your daddy is gonna be my man. In my mind.
Right.
The same night I decided
Right.
that Will was gonna be my man, my first husband asked me to marry him.
Wow.
The same night. And so we had this long running joke in my family with my children. Anytime we seen your daddy on a billboard or commercial, I go, that almost could have been your daddy. And so, and they used to cry, we love him, we want him to be our daddy.
Okay.
That is hilarious.
Yes.
Will Smith will forever be my uncle because we from Philly. You don't never know, bro.
But I love you guys, and thank y'all for having me at the table.
Absolutely.
Thank you
I appreciate
for
it.
coming, Niecy. So let's dive in.
Let's do it. I'm at the table.
Let's start with, you really surprised everybody.
Absolutely.
When did you know that you were going to make this change in your life?
I met the most beautiful soul I had ever met in my entire life.
Right.
And after spending time together, I was like, oh, this fit me like an old pair of jeans I done had in the closet my whole life. You know that one pair of jeans, no matter how much weight you gain.
Yes.
And it was something that said, I don't want to be away from this energy.
Right.
Did you have any concern about how it would be received?
Willow already started it. Yeah. Remember, there was this previous Red Table Talk that they did, and they posted a video of Willow just saying, yeah. She was saying, yeah. She said, yeah, like 30 times, bro. I think she just don't really know what to say. She's still young, so she's trying not to, insert her opinion or her thoughts disrespectfully because there are most likely older people that are at that table, which I think, is cool.
By the world?
There was a time. There was a time in life where I literally was that woman. Where I believed and lived my life such that you have to put other people's feelings, thoughts, needs, and wants before your own.
That's right.
And sometimes I feel like I was socialized into this black woman's martyr club.
Yeah.
And it is not until I got a little more seasoned when I realized something is wrong with this picture.
Right.
I'm not going to tell you there is not concern there.
Right.
But regardless of what side of the line you on, it's not going to change what I'm going to do.
That's right.
I felt like I was in a situation with my soulmate. So that's different.
Is she the first woman?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. She is the
She said
first
so
woman. So
happily.
you
She said, mm-hmm. I love Niecy Nash, man.
Never been attracted to women in your life? Wow.
I've never dated a woman in my life until now.
What was it, Niecy? And why I'm so interested, right, is because I've been with men all my life, right? So I can't imagine, not to say that it couldn't happen, but I can't imagine, like, meeting a woman, falling in love, getting married.
I've dated men all my life, too, married a couple of them. But it was the first time in my life I had ever felt fully seen.
That's fucking deep, bro. She ain't feel seen. That's how it be, though, for real, though. In some relationships where you feel like you're not visible. You're there. Clearly, like, physically you're visible, but, like, emotionally, spiritually, you know, you don't see me. You know what I mean? That's why they're so happy.
Ooh. I understand that.
And it changed me. And the other thing that I think gets harder for people is when you don't fit in the box we put you in.
Yes.
We thought you were this.
Don't change up on me.
You know what? And what I say to that is, I am everything you thought I was. I just lay my head somewhere else.
Yeah.
And I can still act. I can host. I can do the things. You know what I mean?
I'm everything you thought I was.
Low-key, I'm not even gonna lie to you. It was something different about Claus. I don't know what it was. It was something different about Claus. I was like, Niecy. But I just, brushed it off because it was like, it was Neicy Nash. Like, never heard of her being with women, but, and sometimes your gaydar goes off on weird things. I'm just saying, trust it.
And more.
Right.
Yeah.
LGBTQ plus Niecy.
Yeah.
Something's wrong with her.
There you go.
I love that.
I thought it was extremely courageous. And I'm always ready to applaud someone who is willing to live their life in freaking truth, no matter what people have to say about it.
And specifically being a black woman.
That layer right there.
Sure.
You know how we aren't given the same leniency
Right.
to expand, grow, be different.
Right.
Sure.
How was it for your children?
My daughters were like, wait, what?
Right.
My youngest daughter, she reminded me, she was like, wait a minute, Mom. Are you the same mom who was like, girl, I'm strictly dickly? And I was like,
I'm not even gonna lie. I'm a whole stud now, but like, that was me, like 15, 16, 17. I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about.
wah, wah. I was like, yeah, but no.
Right.
And my son was like, wow. My children were able to meet Jessica before they knew we were dating.
Right.
So they were able to meet her and form their own opinion about her as a person. And they all were like, oh my God, she's so cool. Oh my God, I like her. They was exchanging numbers and all of this and that.
Right.
So they already liked her.
It's good when if the kids rock with you, that's a good person. If you dating somebody and your kids like that person, like genuinely just like that person as a person, they might not even know you dating, like she said in that situation. Bro, that's a good person, regardless of what they are or what they consider themselves to be, I should say.
What about your mom? How did she receive it?
Girl, come on now. Well, it's a little bit different because of her generation.
Absolutely.
I have never doubted for 1 second that my mother loves me.
Absolutely.
I feel like her fear was, how will you be received? How will I be perceived?
Yeah.
I come from a long, long line of women who felt like their identities were wrapped up in whether or not they had a man. Blind, crippled, crazy, married or lazy. Get you one, keep one, because it validates you to have a him.
Yep.
And so you put a lot
Very
of
true.
stock.
Yep.
Like, I had dealt with some of that because, like, especially growing up in the church, but, like, I can only imagine, because Neicy is older than I am, so her generation, she's, like, the generation before me, but, like, I can only imagine what they were going through, bro, like, or what she had to deal with, or what anybody who's had to, in the LGBTQ plus community, had to deal with. Y'all have no idea. Unless you're in it, you have no clue, bro. No clue. It's a daily basis thing, bro. Every day. Then put black on top of that, and put black on top of that.
And it doesn't really matter about your happiness. Thank God for therapy.
Yeah.
Because we're all in it, we've all been in it, and and it's a process.
I love hearing that you guys are in therapy figuring it out.
You know, my mother would jump in front of a truck for me.
That's right.
And because she loves me like she does, she's trying to get this understanding.
Yeah.
And then there are, the others who are in the church. See, I used to be a former
You know what? Shut up, Dom.
first lady.
Yes.
My first husband was a pastor.
That's right.
It's so crazy how people say, I'm a believer, I'm in the church, I'm this, are some of the most judgmental people you've ever met in your life.
Say it again.
You heard what she said. Those are big facts, bro.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow.
Yeah.
You know, part of the reason Jessica married me is because I'm a praying woman.
Well, speaking of Jessica.
Yes?
Yes, Neicy, introduce your new bride to the table.
Introducing to some and presenting to others.
Yes.
Is the greatest love of my life, Jessica Bass.
Come and fly, bro.
I love your outfit.
Clean.
Hi.
Okay.
I missed you. I know you don't like my lip gloss on you.
Get a little shine, a little shine. Well, welcome. Neicy, I hope you don't mind me saying you are a cutie. I gotta give you that, okay?
Hey, look at bro. Nigga, bro, blood.
Yeah.
I'm secure enough to say that's
Jess,
a good
what
look.
was it about Neicy for you?
She fine.
I knew something was special about her, and I knew that I wanted her when I desired nobody else.
That's beautiful.
Who made the first move?
Did
And
I make the
Sparks,
first move?
You made the first move.
She's like, yes.
From a woman talking about she was strictly dickly. Okay?
A lot of people.
Man, yo, bro. Studs, come in the comments, bro. I know you've dealt with this. You think she's straight, you just chilling. You really, like, I mean, she fine or whatever, but you know she's straight, so you ain't even on that type tip. And then she come on to you, bro. You be so confused. Like, what? What? Me? Hell yeah.
Think that this little Thundercat just came in here and picked me up and turned me every which way but loose. I gave myself permission to feel what I felt in the moment.
That's right.
And to be unapologetic about it.
Yeah.
But technically, it didn't start as a date.
No, it didn't.
No, we were just friends. She was
Right.
living in New Jersey at the time. I was filming in New Jersey.
Got it.
I stayed 5 minutes from her house.
Right.
She called me and it was like, what you doing? I said, I'm going to get some crabs. And she was like, oh, I want to go. We had wine and crabs. And when we talked this time, my eyes crossed and I saw her different in that moment. And I was like, hey, girl. You know what I mean?
So y'all went and got crabs.
Exchange some energy.
Exchange. You was like, oh, okay, wait a minute, what's going on here?
Then you want to come back to my place and watch one of my favorite movies. Then right before the end of the movie, I did like that.
And that was it.
And in my mind, I was
Bruh, don't do that. Man, don't do that. Bruh, Niecy knew what she was doing. That was it. That was it, bruh. Jada said it, and that was it. You right, that was it. Don't touch my neck, bruh.
my God, what the hell is going on? The minute she put her hand on my head and touched my hand, I got those butterflies, and I was like, damn.
So let me just ask you, when you put your hand behind her neck that night, did you get a kiss?
Not right then, but when I went in the kitchen and she was getting ready to leave. And so she's like, well, I'm about to go. And I said, okay. And then I kissed her on the cheek, kind of. But no, it was on the cheek, but it was like a kiss on the cheek.
Kiss on the cheek.
I kissed her on the cheek like, you could get it.
She did. And I asked her if she wanted to go lay down.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, bro. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Don't touch my neck, bro, unless, you know what I'm saying? You mean? Yes. Yes, bro, yes.
I love it.
Damn, that's
That's amazing.
That's
Who in the
hilarious.
relationship said, I love you first?
Oh, good question. I did.
But you was like, I'm coming out there to see you, and I gotta tell you something. But I'm gonna tell you face to face. I already knew what you was gonna say. And I was practicing. I was like, I love you too. No, I love you too. I love you too.
Man. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I feel like sometimes us studs really like think like niggas, so we be clueless sometimes on some shit. But like y'all women, like y'all really know, like y'all really be knowing shit, and it be like, how the fuck did you know? I was like, I thought I was being mysterious.
So I
That's so
want to
cute,
ask you
though.
something. I want to go back for a moment with your prior relationships. I want to know exactly what you were looking for in those relationships, right? Versus what you have now.
Well, when I married my first husband, I was looking for a savior. I had experienced a lot of childhood trauma. My mother was shot with a sawed-off double-barrel shotgun in front of my face. Her only son, which is my only...
Oh, I did not know this. She got shot double barrel in her face in front of her? God damn. I don't even know, bro. Ooh.
brother was murdered, and I was in so much pain. And my children's father stepped in, and he was like, I got you. And I was like, let's go. I threw everything I had in a duffel bag and hid it.
Right.
And I'm not going to tell you I didn't love him, but I am going to tell you that I needed saving. And I stayed in that marriage for 17 years. To a large degree, the latter years, because we had a church together, and it was this weight on me of, you can't divorce. You're a Christian, you can't get divorced. And I said, but I know the God I serve didn't call me to be miserable and unhappy my whole life. I feel like I'm doing a slow dance with death. I gotta get out of here. I know a lot of people say I stay for my children, but I left for my children because I wanted them to see what real love looked like.
Exactly. And to show them that sometimes you have to make hard decisions in order to live your truth.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a huge lesson that so many kids need to know.
So can we talk about your second marriage? Yeah, because your wedding was a TV special.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that. I did. I got married on TV.
You did.
See, baby, you know what? I done forgot everything. No.
Oh, my goodness.
I love it.
So you said that your first marriage, you were looking for a savior. Your second marriage, do you know what you were looking for then?
I feel like my second marriage, I wanted partnership. And I also wanted to be married. And I met a man who wanted to be married. And we said, let's give it a go. And I don't have a mean or a bad thing to say about anybody who I married because they were all kind people. They were just different. But what I will say is that I think that there is something to being in a situation where you're unfulfilled. People like, you know, old school be like, well, the man ain't hitting you, is it? Well, then what's wrong?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
No,
exactly.
he's not. He's the most gentle soul in the world. That don't mean I gotta stay with the man because he's gentle.
Right. I can so relate to that.
Yeah.
You know, so they want to know, well, what you leaving for?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, why he's so nice.
He's so nice. And I felt like this.
So basically what she's saying is, he may be nice, but he's not right for me. Simple as that.
Yes, and when this came to be, you weren't really looking for nothing.
No.
Nah, she wasn't. She was very reluctant. I was chasing her. I was like, good morning.
Crickets.
Okay. Good afternoon.
Crickets. Well, okay, for two reasons. One, because I had said on the other side of this marriage, I'm gonna get me a little young 25-year-old something still in his Timberlands.
You know what I mean?
And I was just gonna live my life and just have
some
fun.
fun.
And I'm gonna run these bachelorette streets. The second reason was because I was fearful that our friendship might not survive it. I never want this person to not be in my life.
I get that.
So I don't know what the running rules are. And let me just tell y'all something. I'm gonna say this to everybody who's been in the community or is community adjacent. I haven't got a welcome packet. I don't have
A welcome package.
You're talking about the LBGTQ plus Niecy community? Okay, got it.
Where is somebody? Because I didn't know. I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing.
Right.
I just know that this is the most beautiful soul I ever met in my life. And you mine.
There you go.
What do you say to people who say that you're a lesbian?
Labels are such an interesting thing. And it was funny because it was my youngest baby who was like, some show that's on YouTube. She was like, Mom, you have to watch this show so you can figure out how you identify. I said, identify with what? You know what I mean? And she was like, you know, you have to know what you are. And I was like, I'm your mother. You know, so she made me watch this thing, had all of the explanations of different terms, you know, binary, non-binary, cisgender, this thing, blah, 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 butcher, baker, candlestick maker. After the thing went off, I said, girl, I'm just confused now.
Nah, butcher, baker, candlestick maker. So she a fool, bruh.
Oh, no.
Right.
And a lot of people had said at the beginning, Neicy Nash has finally come out.
Yeah.
And I said, well, come out of where? Because I wasn't in anywhere. I wasn't living a sexually repressed life.
Yeah.
I loved the boys I was with when I was with them. And now this is who I love.
Right.
I wasn't living a lie or trying to make myself like a man. I mean, I liked him. I liked him real good.
Yeah.
But now I'm on the no-no. If I had to label myself in this moment, I would label myself with the term free.
Yeah.
And here is the interesting thing. We were friends for about 4.5 years
Got it.
before anything. I come across a film that she was in. It was a documentary. She was playing her music.
Right.
And I just follow her on social media, and that's all I did. And I never looked at her and was like, oh, you could get it. It was none of that. I didn't think anything like that.
Right.
And eventually, she followed me back.
Right.
And what you smiling for?
Because of what she was thinking.
Because I remember that moment.
I love it.
And a lot of people think, can I clear this
Yes,
up?
clear it up.
People think that we were in a relationship while I was still married,
Yes.
which is a lie. I don't know what camera is on me. All of y'all over there, it's a lie. She was in a long-term relationship too.
Right.
I was.
So we both were with our people for 10 years.
The relationship prior, you know, I just thought that was the end all be all. You couldn't have told me.
Yeah, I
you know,
understand that
years is a
one.
long
That's a
time.
that
long
wasn't
time.
my person.
Yeah.
So there is this misinformation in the world that we became a thing on the set of a TV series that I was doing called Claws on TNT. People thought
Right.
not only were we a vibe years ago.
Right.
But they also thought she was the wedding singer at my wedding to my second husband.
Right.
Oh, wow.
No.
And we
Sounds
were
like
like,
some internet conspiracy.
Yeah.
there was no hanky-panky,
Nothing.
no footsies, no
Right.
how you doing, girl, no flirting.
Nothing out
Right.
of bounds.
Right.
No, you know how they do, they hug you and then they dip the small of your back real good. None of that. None of that happened. I can say for me, I never cheated on my last husband.
Good.
I never did that.
Right.
And when we got together, it was when that was over. But when the world found out about my divorce, we had already filed. I had been living in another house.
yeah.
It made it look like to the world 5 minutes passed.
Yeah.
She was just, what? She just married. I got a lot of that in social media. You
Yeah.
was just married. No, I wasn't.
They're not looking in at your every inner day life. Like,
Yeah, so they pieced the pieces together to make a story that they could handle.
So I want to hear about the proposal.
Skinny dipping in the hot tub.
What? Say it
Skinny
again.
dipping in the hot tub.
Everything! If I was telling it, I would have said we were in the hot tub, but you gotta add the skinny dip.
It's
She was
true.
skinny dipping in
love
the
it. He at the red
hot
table.
tub. That's right.
Go ahead. Just let me hush. Go on.
Okay. That was it. And she was getting on my nerves that day, actually.
You said if anybody gonna get on my nerves, it's gonna be you. Marry me.
oh gosh, I can't with the impersonation.
Talking about, yeah, man, whatever.
That's exactly what I said. Marry
Yeah,
me. I
man.
say, yeah, man,
Yeah,
whatever.
man, whatever.
She gives me a ring. I'm like, well, let's go open a bottle of champagne. But she's like, well, when do I get my ring? I said, well, you're supposed to get it at the wedding. I said,
right.
that's tradition. We ain't traditional people.
That's right.
And I said, you're right. I'll be right back. And I went upstairs and got her
bro talk smooth as like I love it, bro.
ring and came back downstairs and I said, marry me.
You already had a ring.
I already had,
a
so
ring.
we engaged each other
Engaged each other
the same night. And when we got into bed, you had this smile from here to here. And I snapped that picture of her. And it's one of my that's it.
That's so cute.
She's smiling hard as hell, bro. Look at the dimples. Look at the dimples, bro. Look at the dimps. I'm gonna be happy too. When I find my person, bro, it's a wrap.
Oh, look at that.
That was the night we got engaged.
You can feel the energy from that photo, like such joy.
We got engaged July 3rd and we got married August 29th.
29.
It was a short engagement.
Yeah.
That was how we did it. We got married in our backyard. We sang shallows all night and drank champagne.
So let me ask you a question. Your relationships prior were with women.
Yes,
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 got
yes,
it,
yes.
got it.
It was interesting for me, growing up because I was raised by a pastor. You know,
wow.
so it was the courage for me came so much earlier
early,
on.
right.
Yeah, we were Kojic. It wasn't Baptist. It was Church of God in Christ. But it's one of the strictest. I mean, it's very strict.
Yeah.
And I realized then I was like, wow, I have to tell my grandmother that I'm different. I was named after my grandmother. You know, it was such a high and great expectation from her for me. She was the first black female preacher on the south side of Chicago.
Wow.
So she had a lot.
Willow, with the snaps, sis. That's what Jada said what she said earlier on in the video. She said, I can see you dating women. I can see it too, mama.
Of the pressure that was on her shoulders
Absolutely.
and
That's
what
a
everybody
lot.
else was saying.
Yeah.
So it was, you need to get a husband. And it's a bunch of condemnation, you know.
Yeah.
And
When we first decided we were going to be in a relationship, I said, I need to meet your grandmama.
yep.
And she was like, yeah, all right. But I was like, no. Let's put it on the books. We going. I get to meet her. Your grandmama love me.
She did.
She said, y'all gonna do this? She
Y'all
said,
know
you
what
know
God-
what
you know
God
what
said
God
about
said,
it.
right?
And you gonna do it anyway?
You gonna
we
do
said,
it
yes,
anyway? We
ma'am.
said, yes,
She
ma'am.
said, well, all right.
Wow.
She said, well, love each other.
Love each other. Y'all take care of each other.
So
And it was her last birthday. Unfortunately, she passed on the 17th of December, but she has been one of my greatest inspirations.
And while we were there, I look up on the road and I said, this freeway says St. Louis. And I said, that's where my grandmama is. And she said, you want to go see your grandma? And I was like, yeah.
Right.
So we took a road trip, and my grandmother met her.
And she fell in love.
Fell in love, love. And then she called my mama and said, leave them kids alone. Let that girl go on and be happy. She said, if you want anything for your children above all else, you should want them to be happy.
Let me tell you, that's where that grown-ass wisdom comes in.
Yes.
Because she know at the end of the day, it don't matter. All that, let it go. Just being able to experience the two of you together has just been a blessing. And I just want you to know that glow you got going right now, the way you look at your partner right there, okay? Can I just tell you, that's where it's at. And I'm very happy
I lovingly
for you.
call her my husband.
Your husband, okay.
We both say to each other all the time, this is absolutely the best person, the best thing that has ever happened to me. And she says the same about me. And that is our truth.
I thank God for you, actually. I thank God for you.
Well, thank God for you too, my love.
I'm so glad that you came to the table. I really am. I mean, this has been enlightening in a lot of different ways.
You know, I enjoyed the Red Table Talk. This is what's up.
Okay, good. I'm so glad you came. I really am.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna host the GLAAD Awards, and
She is.
we're gonna have a good time.
Okay, we'll see you there. Let me tell you, you are just gushy, jovial, fun, you know, and I think the last time we saw each other was at the Essence Fest. That was the last time we saw each other. And I love seeing you just happy. Just being in the midst of love is always just beautiful.
That was dope. That was dope. All right, so that was the Red Table Talk with Niecy Nash. She revealed her truth. Her truth was beautiful to me. I love it. I love seeing them. I'm glad that they're happy, both of them. You know what I'm saying? All right, so make sure you hit the like on this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And we'll check you in the next one, guys. I appreciate y'all. Peace.